The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
All right, we're here with North Carolina Central University head football coach Jerry Mack, coming off of a 38-19 victory over Delaware State. Coach, can you just talk about that win?
Very impressed with the way the guys performed the first half more than anything. Did a great job of coming out, scoring in all phases of the football game. Offense, defense, special teams. Mike Jones had a great punt return. Defensively, we were able to get a pick six. We just did some great things in the first half. Second half, a little bit disappointed in the way our team performed. We did not execute the way I thought we would have performed in the second half. So we got to continue to go back to the drawing board and make sure we put two halves together.
Does that give you a little bit of extra energy, knowing that the guys know they have something to still work on, even all the success that they've had, that you can kind of get on them a little bit about their play in the second half?
Oh, yeah, we know if we want to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish as a football team, we're going to have to play four quarters. I mean, we can't take any team lightly coming in here. This is a scholarship football program. We play scholarship teams, and people are going to come in here expecting to knock off a potential champ and a co-champ from last year. So we got to do a better job of playing those four quarters.
So for the first time since reclassifying to the FCS level, your team's going to have a number in front of it when you play this Saturday. How did you find out about it, and what was your reaction?
Well, I kind of look at the polls every week, just kind of keeping track on what's going on. Every week I saw that we were constantly getting more and more votes, and really excited. I talked to the offense on Friday night, I think, about having a chance, if we go out there and do what we're supposed to do, having a chance to be ranked in the country. And to be ranked in the country, that's a great accomplishment. To get that recognition across the country of coaches and media that know what we're doing here as a program, and that gives you that recognition that we're going to need going forward.
I got a question. Just piggybacking off that question, as far as being ranked for the first time in program history, I mean, how proud does that make you and your coaching staff, as far as, how far you've brought this program to this point where it's at right now? Two-time defending MEAC champs, now you're a nationally ranked and a recognized program. How proud does that make you as the head coach of this thing?
It makes me feel very proud, but I also think our entire community of North Carolina Central should be proud. Everybody has played a part in our success over the last 2.5, 3 years, and to be ranked as a national contender now, I mean, that just shows you the commitment level of our university, our athletic program, and obviously of our student athletes and coaches.
We talked to the guys about, now we got that number in front of our name, we got to step it up a notch a little bit.
Haven't had a chance to really visit with the team since we got ranked. I think it came out yesterday afternoon, so usually Monday's our day off. But, I don't think it means anything more so than, now you just got a bigger target on your back. Now people are going to be more conscious of trying to knock off a top 25 team, so we got to do a better job of coming out there and executing.
Charlie had a question.
Jonas took my question.
All right. Thanks, Jonas.
When you score in all three phases, offense, defense, special team, what does it say about this ultimate team effort?
It's what we preach about all the time. We spend a lot of time on special teams. We spend a lot of time on offense, defense, and we always talk about guys stepping up and making plays. Somebody has to be a playmaker today. And I think to come out there and you see Mike Jones return the touchdown, special teams touchdown, there are 10 other guys out there blocking for him. So that's just a compliment to, what Coach Schultz has talked and, what we preach as a team.
Coach, obviously the media, we're all looking ahead to 2 weeks. That's just what we do. That's just how it goes on our side of the ball. But for you guys and your team, how do you avoid them from staying focused and not letting up against a team that, obviously you guys are more superior than this weekend, and just getting them focused to keep that one game at a time mentality?
Well, I think you turn on the film and you see a team, a Howard team that's really improved. You see a team that, when they get down, whether it's second or third quarter, they always fight to come back. And the score was only 14-9 against South Carolina State, a team that, had potentially was a contender as well before last week. So, you just look at the film and you try to constantly preach to your guys that, anybody can win on any given day. A few mishaps, a few turnovers, things like that. If you go out there and play bad, if you go out there and play average, there's a chance anybody could beat you.
I think it's 6 or 7 straight games now. Defense having to give up a touchdown in the third quarter. That says a lot to, I guess, the halftime adjustments or just their mentality coming out. What's been the key to just coming out and shutting out teams in the third quarter?
It's probably not one specific key. It's probably a accumulation of a lot of different things as far as the adjustments and as far as the mentality of those guys, getting some rest at halftime, coming out. We do a great job of rotating as many quality bodies as we can on the defense and offense side of the football. So whenever you get that rest and you're able to get in there and go back out after halftime, I mean, those guys really are locked in to what the game plan is, and they take it to another level.
You guys change much at halftime? I guess it just depends on the opponent, what's going on in the game.
Biggest thing, it just depends on the opponent and what the adjustments have to be. If we got a team that's really doing some things from the run and pass, as far as gashing us in any phase of the game, we try to make that adjustment.
How long do the coaches usually meet? I mean, I know at halftime you probably talk amongst each other, then go talk to your different units. How does that usually work in games at halftime?
I think we have about 12 to 15 minutes. I don't even know at halftime. Our strength conditioning coach, he keeps me aware of how much time we got before the team goes out. We probably can get about 3 to 4 minutes as a staff talking about whatever the adjustments are. A lot of those adjustments are talked about over the headset throughout the course of the game. So when we get into halftime, we already have basically a bulletin points of what we need to address. So you don't have a whole lot of time because you got to go back to your units and then talk to the positions.
That's really the definition of coaching on the fly. I mean, you see it coming down from the booth, getting halftime, you got 4 minutes related to you and then related to the guys. I mean, that's coaching on the fly at its finest.
All right. I mean, that's the biggest part. Some coaches can make better adjustments than others, and that's why it was constantly a chess match. Sometimes other team makes some adjustments that you weren't prepared for, and sometimes you do some things. So, the team that can get that, I guess, communicated to their team the best is the team that's going to have a better chance to win the game.
Do you jot down notes in the first half of things you want to address to either side of the ball at halftime?
I do. I usually keep a Sharpie or something on the sideline, and I write it down on my call sheet.
What's without getting into, what's the biggest adjustment you remember from a game you guys had to make and you wanted to relate to your defensive coaches at halftime?
Probably last year, we were having some issues at Delaware State stopping a guy, and we made some adjustments actually during the course of that series, and we were able to shut him down.
Coach, can you just talk about, you're wrapping up the season here and you're finished up here with 2 home games. Just talk about the importance of finishing up here at home.
Very important. Anytime you get a chance to go out there and perform in front of your friends and family and alumni, that's big for everybody, coaches, players. You get a chance to see the guys that may have played here in the past. Some of our guys, narrowing down to the last couple of weeks that they're going to come back. So some of the guys I've coached over the last couple of years, we get a chance to see those guys too. And everybody wants to see a great product. And right now we're having a lot of success as a program, and I think everybody's excited about what we can do over the next couple of weeks. So we just want to make everybody proud.
We'll go back to the adjustments for a second. Like the NFL programs, they have the iPads right there. They can look at video right there on the spot. You guys pretty much are going off memory and jotting down notes. So do you have any other keys or techniques or little quick hints, kind of help you guys remember what you want to talk about and adjust at halftime?
Not really. I talk about a lot of strength in numbers. The more people that you can have on the sideline watching certain things, the more people you can have in the press box watching certain things, that always helps because now you got a lot of eyes on certain things. And we usually keep about 2 or 3 offensive coaches in the press box and the same on defense. So, not just me, I'm looking at certain things. I can only see certain things throughout the course of the game. You got our quarterback coach, you got our tight end coach. Everybody has a certain assignment on the sideline of what they're watching when any given play is going on. We're not just watching the game like a regular fan, so they have certain things that they're accountable for so we can get into halftime and talk about it.
Are there a lot of instances where maybe a player may say something at halftime, say, Coach, maybe we need to try this or change this?
Always. We get a lot of input from our players. Coach, we need to try to do this better. We need to run the ball. Carl Jones is known for saying we need to run the ball more. So, it's just all kind of things that go into that throughout halftime. But we do take a lot of input from the players as well.
3 games remaining and so much on the line. Is the last 3 weeks or the last few weeks of the season, does it feel like kind of like the playoffs? You got to keep winning to advance and make sure that last game against A&T is for a championship. Does it have like a playoff vibe to it?
Not so much. We just want to make sure that it's still the regular season. We know Howard is a great opponent, and we got to do a great job of coming in here and execute. We talk a lot about taking it one game at a time. It's even more distinct than that because it's really about taking one play at a time. There are 70 plays in a game. You never know what play is going to determine whether you win or lose. So you can't get too hype off one play. You can't get too low on one play. You just got to make sure you stay even-keeled and play the game.
How much of the motivation comes from not just winning the MEAC championship, defending the 2-time championships that you guys have, but giving this program and these players their first ever experience with the bowl game, the Celebration Bowl. Is there any motivation that is talked about, leading up to when you get to this point of the season?
Always. That's not just talked about during this part of the season. It's talked about from the time the season's over with, going through the summer conditioning, the off-season conditioning. That was one of our hopes and dreams when we started this whole journey. So, it's not just talked about because we're closer to it. We didn't never stop talking about it. That's the goals, and we try to keep our goals in front of us. And we're fortunate to be in a position where if we do what we're supposed to do in the next few days or weeks or so, that we will have a chance to accomplish our goals.
Can you talk a little about Reggie Hunter? He goes from being a special team standout for the last 2 years to now being your leading tackler and one of the best linebackers in the MEAC. He's got to talk about his story, how he progressed from just a reserve guy to your clutch guy in the middle now.
Just impressed with Reggie. The things he's done for our program, the things he's done over his time here are just really impressive. When we came in, he was a walk-on linebacker. He couldn't get lined up. Now you talk about a guy that's over the course of the years, he's earned scholarship. He's done a great job on special teams, and to become one of the premier linebackers in the league, that's just a compliment to what Reggie has put in, the time and the work he's put in. His family comes to all the games, and he got a great support staff. And we're just proud of what he's accomplished over the last couple of years. And it just shows if you put in the time and you put in the work, you can get a lot of great things out of this guy.
Was he a recruited guy, or like a preferred walk-on? He just a guy who just showed up when you guys got on campus?
I want to say Reggie might have been a preferred walk-on. He was here. I think he was a redshirt freshman when we got here.
And to see a guy just kind of go through the paces. A lot of people come in at redshirt and make an impact right away, or that transfer into a program like this. But he had to earn it: scholarship, special team spot, starting spot. When you see a guy go through that, how does it make you feel as a coach?
Makes me feel good because now he's very appreciative of what he has. Sometimes certain people get certain things and it's just kind of given to them and they never really appreciate the certain things. But Reggie's a guy, he's earned everything and he still remained as humble as the first time we met him.
It's funny you say it because, it had Jeremy there last year and Jeremy was a preseason All-MEAC guy. Mm-hmm. But Reggie came and took that spot. What did Reggie do and show you guys in camp to kind of jump Jeremy and he's held it down for all year?
Well, I think Jeremy, it's not so much he's took his spot, but now you got a combination of three linebackers that all can play between LeGrand, Jeremy, and Reggie, and they all complement one another. So Reggie came in and he earned a chance to get on the field more. So now what you have is, you got three guys in the middle that can all contribute and be successful.
What stood out about him, watching him on special teams the last couple of years to make you guys think, okay, we need to get him on the field for more snaps defensively?
The way he ran to the football, he exemplifies when we talk about hit anything that moves. That's what Reggie does. He's all over the field. He does a great job. He's improved on dropping to pass coverage, as you can see with his 3 interceptions this year. So he's done a good job of just developing his entire game and not just his run-stopping ability.
You said he couldn't get lined up right. Did that just come from him just doing more film now, or just reps in practice? How did he go from that guy to where he is now?
Reps. We talk about the guys, burning their eyes through watching film. We talk about them always watching themselves, watching their opponent, and that's what he listened and he took that to a whole nother level, and you can see the results of it.
13 consecutive MEAC conference wins for you guys, 2 conference championships. Is this a MEAC dynasty?
I don't think it's no dynasty by no means. We are having success. And these guys, their legacy hopefully is that they put together a quality career here at North Carolina Central. They've done a great job of putting 2 back-to-back seasons together. Hopefully we're in the midst of maybe a third one. But, they have done a great job over the last few years.
Just curious.
Coach Carl Jones is joining us today, senior center. Can you just give your thoughts? I know it's hard, but can you give your thoughts overall on what he's meant to this program?
Great young man. The things that he's been able to do in the classroom, the things that he's been able to do on the field, I think every student athlete, when they walk into the doors of any university, they want to be exactly what Carl Jones was. He's able to have championships walking out the door. He already has his degree in hand, working on his master's degree. He has a job lined up in January for when he leaves the program. So everything that you can ever accomplish in college as a student athlete, Carl Jones has done it. And, he's going to be, remembered here for a long time as one of the best centers to ever come through these doors.
The most important question is, will he get any more carries this year?
I don't foresee that in his future, but you never know.
And everybody obviously looks at the quarterback position. You've got a great senior in Malcolm Bell, but Carl Jones has started 30-plus consecutive games at center in a critical position. How big is that to know that you've got somebody that you can count on at that spot?
It's huge. The way he can get our offensive line lined up get people in the right spots, and just communicate out there. I think the entire offense, not only just the offensive line, but everybody feels more comfortable when he's on the field directing our four guys up front. So, that's what it's all about. He's done a great job of getting in the film room, learning what we've asked him to do, and he's developed his game as well. He's a guy that, when we came in, he had some things he needed to work on, and he just took that to a whole nother level and just exceeded everybody's expectations.
All right, we're here with senior center Carl Jones, part-time fullback as well. Carl, you guys coming off of a big 38-19 victory against Delaware State. Just talk about that game a little bit.
It was definitely a big win. As Coach O says, it was a 3-game season, so the last 3 games were very important to us. Came out in the first half, started fast, didn't really do much in the second half, so that's what we have to work on for this week, finishing the game.
And as a leader on this team, have you talked to any of your teammates about the way you guys performed in the second half and the improvements that can be made?
Oh, definitely. I've talked to a lot of them, most specifically the offensive line. We didn't execute like we should have the second half, and the score showed that. We didn't get on the board at all as offense. So something to work on going into Howard this week.
How do you feel about the ranking, seeing you guys in the polls for the first time in school?
That's big, man. I was talking to Malcolm yesterday, man. We had a lot of goals when we came in here as freshmen in 2012, and that was one of them, to be ranked nationally. We met that, but we still have to remain humble and keep working.
Does it change anything?
As Coach Mack said, just a bigger target on our back. Nothing major.
How have your teammates react? I know you speak for them right now, but your teammates, how are you guys reacting to it when you first heard the news yesterday?
Oh, people were excited, man. It was on Instagram, Twitter. People were just really excited, man. It shows the hard work definitely pays off.
You said Coach O talked about these last 3 games and how important it was. And I asked Coach Mack, does it feel like a playoff vibe? One slip up can change things, or does it feel any different coming down the stretch with so much on the line?
I would definitely say it has a playoff feel. Every game's important. You can't overlook anybody. I mean, it's the MEAC. Anybody can win any given Saturday. So have to take it game by game and do your best.
He talked about adjustments, and you heard the conversation about halftime adjustments, and sometimes players step up. Before the coaches come in, do you guys talk amongst each other about what needs to be done when you guys go out for the third quarter?
I definitely. If you're having mistakes or errors, you talk about it. You bring it up. That's what we have, an honesty thing on the offensive line. If you're messing up here, you tell us ways we can help you. Just go back to the drawing board, and then when coaches come in, we'll get everything together and go out in the second half and execute the game plan.
How much of the coaches, how receptive are the coaches of you guys, of the feedback you guys give them? Like, when you're talking to Coach O, is he really, jotting things down?
Oh, yeah, they definitely listen, especially with Coach O being on the sideline. He can't really get, an aerial view or up-top shot, so he'll definitely ask what are they aligned in, what their techniques are, how they're playing, what are some good plays we can run. He definitely asks, and he listens as well.
And the defense, like I said, they've pitched 7 straight shutouts in the third quarter, dating back from win streak.
Yeah,
Tell me
man.
what they're doing.
Those guys are balling, man. They play hard, man. That's probably one of the best defenses in the MEAC. One of the best defenses I've been able to play with while being here at Central.
And knowing they're going to pretty much shut guys out, how much does that kind of lift the burden, make you guys feel easy a little bit?
It makes your job as offense a little bit easier, knowing you have a little cushion room, but you still have to go out there and execute.
Well, just speak about your next opponent, Howard, what they're going to be bringing to the field and what it is that they could do to, like you said, any team can be beat on any Saturday. What is it that they could do correctly to slip you guys up?
Howard's a great football team. The record might not show that. They're kind of like us when I watch film. They play hard, they play fast, they're physical. So it'll definitely be a challenge, kind of like a dogfight as it was last week. So it'll be an interesting game Saturday.
Can you tell from week to week that you guys are getting other teams their best shot? Like they're really playing at a different level?
Yeah, man, you can really see it because when you see film, you see certain guys, they're chilling or they're just doing their job. When they come out to play us, they're talking crazy, they're playing hard, running around. You get everybody's best shot, definitely.
How much does that make you guys have to step it up another level?
It makes you step it up a lot because every Saturday you have to be at your best because you're going to get everybody else's best. So we come out every Saturday with the same mentality, just to do our job and win.
You guys got to deal with the media and probably, your fellow students out here, kind of like pumping you up saying, hey, 2 weeks away or whatever from the big matchup with A&T. How do you guys deflect that distraction? You know what I mean? That comes at you guys week in and week out, depending on who your opponent is. This week, Howard.
It's definitely hard thinking about the Aggie Eagle Classic, but we know that this game is the most important, just as everyone each week. And if we lose this game, the Aggie Eagle Classic won't mean as much as it should. So we have to take care of business this week, and then we'll get to the Aggies in a couple weeks.
Do you I sense the hype though coming around for that game already.
Oh yeah,
though.
it's definitely hype. I mean, but you have to compose yourself. The coaches are trying to keep us cool. Well, the seniors, old heads are keeping everybody cool. Just making sure we focus on Howard and winning this game.
Who's it that's hyping it up for you? Is it other students or professors or what is it?
It's really everybody, man. I was at Zaxby Sunday, just random people talking about the game. I mean, everybody, teachers, social media, man. It's kind of big.
I want to ask you about Reggie as well. I was talking to Coach Mack about him. I mean, you've seen him probably progress from a walk-on to where he is now. Talk about that progression, and have you seen him grow? How have you seen him grow from a walk-on guy to the top linebacker on the team?
Reggie never said much, still doesn't say much. He works hard, man. He trusts the process. Something, I guess, interesting. I remember either last summer or the summer before, I want to say he lives like an hour away. He would come in the summer every day, drive an hour back for workouts. And that just speaks to the type of person he is and his character and what he means to this football team.
And when you see a guy like that, like Coach Mack said, nothing was given him. He had to earn it.
Right.
How much more do you respect a guy like that?
A lot, man, because a lot of people would have given up. I mean, we see a lot of walk-ons come in all the time, and they don't get a lot of playing time, and then they leave the next year. So for him to stay here and trust the process definitely means a lot to us as a team.
Was Coach Mack right, saying he couldn't even line it up right when he first started?
I don't know about all that. I don't play defense, but I mean, he definitely he made a big jump from where he started.
You got to practice against him. Talk about what's it like practice against a guy like that who goes hard every single play.
He plays hard every play. He doesn't really say much, like I said. He comes, he'll hit you, got to hit him back, and then we'll just battle it out during practice.
With the one back to the halftime adjustments for a second, who are some of the more vocal guys, players towards the coaches, and who are the more vocal coaches you think who make adjustments and point out things you guys need to change at halftime?
Offense, vocal. Malcolm obviously is the quarterback. Khalil Stinson, he'll say his piece. Ramon, and then myself, we kind of work on the offense and defense. It's a lot of guys. Jaquan Smith, LeGrand, Harley, Antonio, Mike Jones, things like that. So we have a lot of leaders in the locker room. So at halftime, everybody's talking to their guys, getting them going.
Is that usually a different feel when you guys come out for a third quarter? You feel rejuvenated once you take that break, kind of catch your breath and make your adjustments?
It kind of depends on how the first half went. So it goes game by game.
How did it feel this past week?
It felt good because we had a great first half. Came out of the third quarter confident. We just weren't able to execute like we were supposed to.
Earlier this semester, you found out that you were selected to the AFCA All-State Good Works team for your efforts on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. What was that honor like? Because there's only 24 college football players in the country that were named to that team.
It's huge, man. It's a great honor. Just growing up, a lot of people helped me when I was in the community. So be able to give back to the Durham community that's given so much to me was huge, and it's kind of like delayed gratification. I've been doing community service here since I was a freshman when I walked through the door. So for this to come my senior year, it definitely means a lot to me.
And then you get a chance to go to the All-State Sugar Bowl in January, an honor that Jordan Reed, one of our assistant coaches, had the opportunity to do. Have you talked to him about that?
Oh, yeah. I've talked to him about it a little bit, tell me what he did, his experience. It's definitely huge. My mom's actually from New Orleans, so it'll be huge to bring her down there. I think it's her first time going back since Katrina, so that'll be pretty big for her.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.